You are tuned into Be Bold Radio, breaking barriers over lives daily. This is the place for you to learn strategies and tools to turn your business, your dreams, and your goals into a reality. Thanks for tuning in to Be Bold Radio. This is your host, Dymeata B, and you're listening to episode number 139. Well, welcome to all of my listeners. I want to wish you not only a happy Monday, but a happy new year. This is our first podcast of 2021. Wow. Now listen, 2020 was definitely a year in the books, okay? It was definitely a year that we will all remember, but I am looking forward to the new. I am looking forward to the fresh wind and fresh and exciting things to come in 2021. So just like I was in expectation in 2020, that hasn't changed. I'm in full expectation of the greatness and the goodness of God in 2021. Today in episode number 139, oh my God, 139 episodes, y'all. 139 episodes and coming. There's going to be more coming. But today we're going to talk about something that I believe a lot of people are moving into the vein of this topic. And so I want to talk about 5 characteristics that every entrepreneur needs. There are 5 things that you need as an entrepreneur. Now, for many of you listening, if this is your first time listening, first, I would love for you to subscribe to our Be Bold Radio podcast. I just want to thank you for listening. If someone has directed you to this podcast, if you've listened to these podcasts in the past, I know that you've been blessed. I'm so thankful for the many people that come back and give me their comments and their reviews and how, a particular podcast episode has blessed their life and challenge them, because let me just tell you that when I put these podcasts out here, just know that God had already dealt with me. Okay, so I just serve what I've eaten as well. And if it's been good to me, I want to serve you the same food, okay? And so today we're going to talk about the 5 characteristics that every entrepreneur needs. And many of you who know, if you've been listening, I've been an entrepreneur since 2013, and I launched my Be Bold Cosmetics line. And I'm so grateful for the line. And God has since then birthed from me multiple businesses, okay? And I'm grateful to God. And now I'm teaching other people how to monetize and how to, build multiple streams of income. But one thing that resides in me is the boldness. That's what our podcast is called, and that's what my brand is called, Just Be Bold. Because there are some characteristics that every entrepreneur, every person that says, I want to create my own stream of income. I want to be in control of what I generate, what money I bring home. I don't want anybody else controlling my paycheck. And my backstory is I've had that situation all my life where somebody was always controlling if I was getting less of a check or a promotion or a bonus. And for me, it has always agitated me. I just always felt like I needed to be in control, because I was tired of being on yo-yos. I was tired of being vacillated back and forth. I was tired of living in fear of if I'll have enough, if I'm performing well enough. So I know that if the value and the amount that I get, what I bring in is determined on my performance and what I challenge myself to do. So as an entrepreneur, if you're considering becoming an entrepreneur, if you're getting all your ducks in a row and you're trying to, get your things together so that you can start your business, I want to go over these 5 things that I believe that will help you on your journey. The first one is faith. You have to have faith. In this business, as an entrepreneur, you cannot operate without faith. The Bible says without faith it's impossible to please God. And without faith in my Bible, it is definitely impossible to be an entrepreneur without faith. Okay? It's impossible to be successful without faith. It's going to take you stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping out of what you feel is normal. It's going to take that. And so I believe that every entrepreneur, I know for me, my faith jump was when somebody invited me to be a vendor at this huge event in my hometown, and it was at the convention center, and it was $50. I was in the process of planning my event, and I didn't have the funds. But I knew if I can get out there, I didn't have any product, anything. I knew that if I can get out there, get me a few blank pieces of paper, print me out a few models with makeup and lipstick on, rather, I knew that I could capture and get contact information from people so that I can make them aware of what's to come. That was my faith jump. And so I took the last $50 that we had for that week, and I deposited, I paid for my vending table, and it was the best $50 that I had spent in a very long time. And so that's exactly what I did. I printed off some very, very raggedy, they weren't even raggedy, but they were definitely, you can tell they came from my printer, business cards, and everything on my information, it said coming soon. And I even put a date, September the 8th. I didn't know that September the 8th in real life in 2013, that would be the time that I would launch, the day that I would launch my cosmetic line. And so I put it on my email list. I put it on my business cards. I put it on there by faith. And I'm going to try looking for that information because I know I still have some of that stuff here at home in my office, because I want to show the proof that this is what I did by faith. And so it's going to take some faith action, some faith jumps, some faith leaps in this season if you want to be an entrepreneur. And so I did that, and I captured emails, and I had everybody, I introduced myself and told them what I was branching out to do. I greeted them with a smile, and they gave me their email address and phone numbers. And that was my start to building my email list. That was how I started making people aware of what was coming. And that's what I did. I did it by faith. And so that's what you're going to have to do. You're not going to have everything in line. You're not going to have everything together, all of the resources, all of the money. You're not going to have all of the answers when you start. And so I believe every entrepreneur, you need faith. You're going to need faith. And so in this season, 2021, begin to ask God to fine tune your faith, your ability to believe and trust Him in this season, to help navigate and guide you in this season. The second thing is vision. You're going to need vision. The Bible says, without vision, my people perish. Write down the vision. What is it that you see your business going? What is it that you want to see happen in your business? Where do you see? What's your purpose? What do you want to see? When I put my glasses on, if I'm watching television, and I'm looking at, just the other day I was watching the game with my husband, and I couldn't see the score. And so I had to go run upstairs and go get my glasses because I wanted to see clearly. And so sometimes you got to get in a quiet place, and you got to get a pen and a paper, and you got to put your spiritual eyeglasses on so that you can see where you want to go, so that you can see clearly. And then when you see that, when you visualize that, I want you to write it down. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Write down your vision. Hey, if you haven't heard, I recently launched an album called The Bold Print, Faith Affirmations. These faith affirmations are guaranteed to change the quality of your thoughts and the quality of your confessions. I truly believe that what you say, what you speak, becomes a reality, and life and death is in the power of the tongue. So let's continue to consistently speak life into our lives. Download The Bold Print, Faith Affirmations right now on any of your digital outlets. Start with iTunes. If you have an iTunes account, download it on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, whatever. But download this Faith Affirmations album. It will change your life. This is where my family is going. This is where I intend to provide for my family. This is the legacy that I want to leave for my family. Write that vision down. This is how I want to impact people. This is the amount of money that I want to make. Don't be afraid to do that. Without a vision, you are going nowhere fast. Do you understand what I'm saying? So put your spiritual glasses on and write the vision. So see the vision so that you can write the vision. The third thing that entrepreneurs need is patience. And this is one thing that I am daily working on. Patience is extremely important because nothing is going to happen overnight. And as you continue to work, as you continue to increase your work ethic and be disciplined in this time, that's very important. Patience is important because guess what? As much as you market, as much as you put yourself out there, put your products out there, your services out there, nothing's going to happen overnight. But as long as you continue to believe and have faith and focus on the vision and be patient, it's going to come. The Bible says, write the vision down. Okay? Though it tarry, wait for it. So he's telling us to have patience. Though it takes a moment before you see what's really going to happen. But he said, wait for it. So he's telling us, he's giving us instruction to be patient. You got to be patient. And I tell you, y'all, I was so impatient when I was building Be Bold Cosmetics. I had a level of impatience because I wanted to see it. I wanted to see it. And I remember my husband and I, at the end of every year, October, November, we would always get together and we would write down what we want God to do in the next year. I was about to say 2021. What? That's what we did too. But that's what we would do every end of the year. And so I wrote down September the 8th, I want to launch my lipstick line. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I planned to do. I saw it in my imagination. I seen it. But I had to be patient because it was not going to happen because I had no clue where the money was coming from. We were behind, not even behind in our bills. We were just behind in our car note because we didn't have many bills. We had, regular electric, utility bills, but we didn't have debt, thank God. But at that time, we were behind in our car notes and behind in our rent. The two things that we needed to function, you know what I mean? And so there was no way that I could see me launching a cosmetic line. No way. There was no way I could see it. However, I had to have patience and know that God was working behind the scenes. I was doing my part and I had to trust that God was doing his part. And sure enough, if you're listening to me, I want you to listen. Sure enough, God sent somebody across my path who wanted to invest in my business. They sent somebody who wanted to pay for the whole entire launch. And I remember putting it out on social media. I really pray that it comes up in my memories. But I remember telling people, I'm launching my cosmetic line. I'm going to launch a cosmetic line. And I just remember September the 8th is when I was going to launch it. I told everybody September the 8th, I'm launching my cosmetic line. God, I thank you for my Be Bold Cosmetics line. I would just confess and decree and just always put it in the atmosphere, just always praying over it, always, always, always. And I just seen myself, I would be driving and I would see myself launching it, taking pictures and people buying it. I'm telling you, I remember seeing it in a vision. But I had to have patience because it wasn't going to happen overnight. And so sure enough, God brought somebody across my path. So those of you listening to me, don't worry about how it's going to come. Trust God because it's going to come in this season in unusual ways. And so that's what God did. He sent somebody across my path, no strings attached, didn't even want to be acknowledged publicly. I want to help you. I want to sow a seed. And that's exactly what they did. Had I been impatient and did something that was unethical, had I been patient and got myself into debt, which, sometimes people do that, but had I been impatient and moved prematurely, I could have missed my divine opportunity. So entrepreneurs need patience. Do you hear me? You need patience. The fourth attribute, the fourth characteristic that you need is passion. What is it that you're passionate about? What is it you get up and you like, oh, this is what I love. I love doing this. It's not hard for me. It's not hard for me, but I can do this in my sleep. I wake up, I eat, I breathe, I sleep this. For me, My mission is to empower, to educate, empower, and inspire people by breaking the barriers off of their lives daily. How? By teaching them to believe, to be original, be yourself, and to live your dreams, because we only get one life. I am passionate about that. And throughout each and every one of my products and brands, that's the message that I want everybody to hear. And so I'm passionate about that. In my podcast, I'm doing that. On my platform, social media, I'm doing that. With my products, I am doing that. With my ebooks, I am doing that. That is my passion. Find something that you are passionate about. Many people get into businesses and there are things that they don't like doing, and it does not last because they're not passionate. Find something that you're passionate about. If somebody else is doing it, that's nothing wrong with that. You know what I've learned? Learn how to copy, innovate, and perfect. Learn how to do that. Copy, innovate, and perfect. In other words, somebody may be doing the same exact thing that you love doing, but take that idea and innovate and make it yours and make it distinct. Put your name on it, put your brand on it, put your flavor on it, and then perfect it. And so many people don't realize that, even though other people are doing it, that doesn't mean people are buying the same Wonder Bread. People are buying Wonder Bread, or they buy the Mother Nature bread, or whatever the name of the bread is. There are several types of brand breads out there. There are several types of brand candy bars out there. Reese Cups didn't say, oh, well, they got Hershey bars, so I'm not gonna produce Reese Cups. Whoever created Reese Cups, they didn't think, oh, well, they got Hershey bars, and I'm not gonna do mine because they already selling chocolate. No, you take that idea and you innovate, be creative. Innovate means be creative and perfect it. That's what you need to do. And so that's what you need to learn and master in this season, okay? So just know, you find something that you're passionate about. Many people, they don't operate in their passion. Why? Because they feel like this one is doing it too. So what? There are many people passionate about basketball, but it's not one person on the court. It's not one person on the court. Do you understand what I'm saying? So find something that you're passionate about. If you are a true entrepreneur, there is a passion in you. There is something that God has gifted in you. There is something that you do well. And you need to ask God to give you your passion back. Some of you have lost your passion. Go back to your passion. And the last one is perseverance. And when I tell you, perseverance will be the tell-all of a successful and a strong entrepreneur. Perseverance, when things, all hell is breaking loose, when you're not making the money you used to make or making the money you envisioned on making, can you persevere? Can you fight through it? Can you be resilient? Because that's the tell-all. Just persevere. Just don't give up. Don't give up. If God gave you a desire, a vision, don't give up. If you have a vision for something and things they're not doing the way you planned for them to do, and they're not happening the way you planned for them to happen, you persevere and you fight. You fight and you don't give up, because every entrepreneur has to develop the perseverance not to give up. The Bible says the race is not given to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, but the person who endureth, who perseveres unto the end. So you win not by how fast you can make something happen, not by how strong you are, but by your endurance, by your perseverance. So if you are truly an entrepreneur, ask yourself those questions. Do I have passion? How is my faith? Do I have vision? I need patience. And am I willing to persevere? Until next time, continue to believe, be original, and live your dreams. Are you a leader, entrepreneur, author, or speaker? Did you have a lifestyle change that you want to share with the world? Do you have some helpful health tips that could change our life? Well, be a guest on the Be Bold Radio Show. Email us at beboldradio@gmail.com @gmail.com. Again, that's beboldradio@gmail.com.